everyone, it's Ezra and today's Sunday Spotlight is all about Zachary David Alexander Efron, whose full name I have remembered since I was 12 years old, and I love him and I just thought I'd do him because that sounded really bad. I thought I'd talk about him today because I love him and he is doing so much stuff now that I can't even keep up. But first I have to connect him to last week's Sunday Spotlight, which was Kristen Wiig. So let me have a crack at that. Kristen Wiig was in Adventureland with Ryan Reynolds. Ryan Reynolds was in The Proposal with Sandra Bullock. Sandy was in The Heat with Melissa McCarthy. Melissa McCarthy was in Identity Thief with Jason Bateman. Jason Bateman was in This Is Where I Leave You with Rose Byrne. And Rose Byrne was in Bad Neighbours with Zac Efron. He got his start through this tiny movie called High School Musical. I watched this on Disney Channel. I remember the first day it came out, it was like a Sunday evening at 6 p.m. Disney Channel original movie, all unknowns except for Ashley Tisdale, who was on Sweet Life of Zack and Cody, and I instantly fell in love with it. I love musical theatre, and I'm not ashamed to say that this is probably one of the first films that really got me into that sort of thing. I will do a video about it separately because they are great, but I do have all of them here. These are just my favourite films of all time. I love it. This was my entire childhood. We were blessed enough to have him in another musical, and that was Hairspray. This movie is perfect. Again, I have to do this for a Monday musical. I've been holding off on it because it needs to be perfect, but he plays Link and he is absolutely perfect for the role. It's my favourite Zac Efron role of all time, I think. He decided not to continue along the musical path, which is sad but sort of understandable. He does want to expand his horizons, but I do think he's like the next John Travolta. Maybe when he's older he'll start to do more roles that involve, you know, the triple threat thing, and he's very much capable. But for now he's doing like dramas and lots of comedies. It's just so interesting to see a person's body of work, which is also why I'm doing this segment. I really love looking at people's careers and see the different characters they portray. So that's just something if I haven't mentioned before. One of his first dramas was Charlie St. Cloud. Definitely a tearjerker. I do like this movie. I think he's great in it. He manages to have some kind of chemistry with anyone. I don't know how he does it. Maybe he just his eyes or something. He's got this instant connection. I feel like he's really great to work with. And this one, the lucky one, made me cry so much. I can't even deal. I was lucky enough to actually go see him and Taylor Schilling on The Project Australia. I got some tickets to be in the audience and I was so excited. I even bought a book so that they could sign it, but unfortunately they were sort of escorted in and then escorted out, so I couldn't even touch him, which is just sad. But anyway, it was really good to see them in the flesh and be sort of a part of this promotional tour, which was great. One of his early comedies was 17 Again. This movie is not my favourite, but he is really good in it. I like it. It's just a really nice, fun Friday flick. Another one of my favourites is New Year's Eve, which I feel like I'm always talking about, but he does have a storyline with Ashton Kutcher and he's just a great addition to the cast. And another film that not many people have seen, it's an independent film, but it's called Liberal Arts, and he's actually got a part in it, and I really love this movie. It's kind of random that he's in it, but I think he's just sort of exploring and expanding his horizons. I honestly think he is very underrated. You know, people sort of just see him as a pretty face or remember him as a High School Musical kid, but he's got such a big range. I think he could get to Robert De Niro status if he does a lot more challenging films, but he's another one of those Leonardo DiCaprio potential great actors of all time. His crying has always been on point. I feel like his crying is very natural, and I know it seems weird, but one of the things I assess an actor by is how natural they're able to just fill up with tears, and I think Zac Efron's got that down and I absolutely love him for it. I will watch him cry all day, every day. Okay, thank you guys for watching. If you haven't checked out my other Sunday Spotlights, please do, and subscribe or like or whatever you want to do, and thank you so much. Bye!